Check, check, 1 2 check. 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 Okie dokie, I have no idea if this is going to work, but I'm going to try it anyway. I suppose I might as well jump with something fast and mean just to see if it'll work. There we go. This is a French light tank. It's pretty quick. It's got a mean gun on it. It's way too fast for me. It gets me into more trouble than it's worth, but I love it to death. Since I'm a light tank, though, I get scout matchmaking. So basically, my tank gets basically counts as a tier 6, even though it's a tier 5. So this is actually a pretty good match for me. Not exactly the best map, but you know, I'm gonna see if I can work with it. tanks over here. It's just that I can't actually see them yet because they haven't come in my view range. Currently just looking over this hill to see if I spot anything. see a couple tanks going down there if they've not already passed. If they are, they'll end up down the valley. Seem like anyone's over here. If that's the case, I might actually be able to run straight up this hill and go mess with their artillery. Still there or not, but if you move it, what I'm thinking I might do is take a nice cut across this middle section here, and then end up driving across and mess them up in the rear. Just gonna give them plenty of time to get ahead first. I don't want to drive out and just get shot before I get there.
Celui-là n'a pas percé. Joli tir.
See anything. If anything drives in front of me, though, I should be able to spot it.
Ils ont touché le moteur. Cassons-nous, c'est fini.
Yeah, light tank's not really the ones that I normally drive. This was more or less just kind of see if the stream was working and whatnot. It seems to be going well. Now I'm actually going to ride something I'm actually decent with. This big mean mammer jammer I have a special place in my heart for. This is my IS-3. It's you can see the stats over on the side. It's got 1,500 hit points. Decent power to weight ratio. Top speed's roughly 38, and its acceleration is actually pretty good for a heavy tank. You can see the main attraction of it is this turret armor right here. It's 249 right in the front, 172 on the sides, and 100 on the back. And my whole armor, which is this bit up here in the front, it's 110 on the front, 90 on the sides, and 60 on the back. So basically, if I get shot, I want people to shoot my turret mostly. And the gun that I've got on this thing is actually pretty good. It's got a pretty slow rate of fire, but you know, decent amount of damage it puts out, and it's got a lot of penetration too. It can punch through almost anything that's pointed straight at it. So it's a force to reckon with. Let's take her out and see if I can get something good. Ooh, this is actually going to be a pretty decent map. The IS-6 is a premium tank. It's roughly the same tank as the one that I'm driving. It's just got thicker armor. So, I mean, it's basically just a better version that I've got. The enemy team has 2 of them, but it's, as long as you know where to hit them, it's not that big a deal. It's all about knowing where the weak points are on tanks and everything. As you can see, I've went ahead and put some camo on this thing. It helps keep me, you know, a little less concealed. I'm sorry, a little more concealed from driving everything. Yeah, you can also see I've got that camouflage net there. Whenever I'm stationary for 5 seconds, it basically throws you over the top, and I get a little extra camo bonus.
Yo, unit, turn up your microphone, we can't hear you. Hot!
That's for in a second. I'm in a little bit of a heated spot.
What?
Basically what I'm trying to do right now is just keep the thickest part of my armor pointed at the enemy. Hopefully they won't be able to put anything through me. That's my temperature. I'm close to the blood rock. Yeah, messing with my microphone settings to make that work better. Alrighty, I swapped my microphone. There we go. I apparently I was using my actual key, the built-in one, instead of the mic I've got sitting next to me. So you might actually be able to hear me now. Alrighty. Is a little better. I can turn up the sensitivity if that's a little thing, but, you know, I'm not really sure how it's going to work. Okay, I gotta stop looking at my YouTube thing when I'm hitting the button, because apparently I have the same button set to my push to talk as the back button on my mouse, so I might stop streaming for a second if I do that accidentally. Alrighty, let's see how I actually did in that last match. Probably nothing really to shine about, but you know, it's always good to look over and see where I failed at. Overall, my damage output was, you know, it was up there for my team, but you can see that enemy team clearly just put out a lot more than us and ended up winning. Total damage was nothing really too great. Damage blocked by armor was about 700, so, you know, I blocked a couple shells there, here and there, but nothing really great. Let's try something a little different. This right here is a French artillery tank. They play a lot differently than others. I'll just get in a match and show you. Typically, the artillery, you know, they're your snipers. They sit in the back and just kind of like rain hell on the enemy. And typically, everyone who plays hates them. Like you can pretty much see, like on any time you hit someone, they'll just, you know, fuck you, Artie. Fuck you, Sky Cancer. Sky Cancer is a very common insult for it. Nobody seems to like it just because they keep getting shot by it, but, you know, there's a simple solution. Just don't get in my line of fire. Like, if you play a lot of artillery, you pretty much know where you can go where you won't get shot, but... And this is not exactly the best map to play artillery, but I have my ways. There's a special spot I can get over in the side there and just be able to, you know, lob shells on top of that hill. Pretty much what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go straight up this road
C'est
here.
parti!
You'll see what I mean in a sec. The artillery in the mode, you can, most times you can just go away. This is actually a pretty quick little artillery. Most of the French tanks they have a decent okay gun. Typically, when you point a gun at it, you're going to end up getting shot. Yeah, this right up here is pretty good response. This is the artillery view. You can see it's a top-down view of the battle. And that red line shows you pretty much where your shell's going. I have a mod installed right now where it adds like an actual aiming line, so I might be able to see this. And it basically just puts it up. With the artillery, you do have to count for a bullet drop and lead a lot more. Typically, it's a thing that's very hard to get used to when you're first starting out, but that's good. It's not bad. Pretty much anything that you can get a shot on, I'll take it, but more or less just going to go up here and kind of split them, and then if we take this hill, I can just bring it all down. See, they're driving straight into this little valley here. Should be able to cut a shot. There. it's pretty off. I didn't let it get off. As you can see, the more you aim, like the closer your reticle gets, you know, the more accurate you're going to be. I'm more or less just going to wait this 30-aught-P out as soon as it rolls off. And he disappeared like that because no one on our team can see him, so he's not spotted. So I just more or less have to wait on him to either come out over here where we have a teammate that can spot him, like he did there, and one, and just skirted right across the top. Kind of sucks. They've been messing with the aim on the artillery, and it's a little bit finicky to actually try and use now, mainly because people kept complaining about it. Because it used to be, you know, really accurate. You know, sit back, shoot someone, hit them, and they pretty much, it's almost a guaranteed headshot sort of thing. Now they've messed with the aim a bit, and so like you can see this guy's perfectly in my aim. I don't expect that, so I was going to go ahead and shoot. And
On les a eus.
Here's something really stupid. Is this thing might be able to roll off back and not explode? Give it a shot. Nope, I'm dead, man.
Je lis HS. On peut plus bouger.
Still kicking. Good. Good. Granted, I can't really hit that light tank that was in our base at the moment, or that heavy tank. He's pretty much been this guy. Instead of driving off this and trying to land safely and pay the repair costs, I'm just going to let my teammates do it. But I'll get a good view of it. It's one of the perks of artillery. I can just go and it's one of the reasons I really like it. I can see pretty much what's going on wherever. After the match is over, you know, you always get this afterward action report and whatever. And since this was my first victory in this tank league for the day, I ended up getting double my experience right here. Award for first victory of the day. You know, times 2 experience. Nothing really too good on that one. I've gotten a lot better matches in it. But, you know, total damage is 850. That was pretty much the one tank that I shot. It was 30-1H. I hit him, did 850 damage. Killed pretty much everyone in his tank and just destroyed him. Like he did not know what hit him. Alright, I turned my push to talk off, so hopefully that'll do something, but let's see. Alrighty, hopefully you can hear me. I might have to just move my mic a little closer or something. I can't really get it much different from this. I know, riveting entertainment, right? Just me futzing with settings. But it's the first time I've actually tried streaming, so you know what, I'm seeing what it'll do. Check, check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know what? I might actually just want to speak up instead of, you know, just whispering. I just realized I'm in the house by myself, so fuck it! Yeah, instead of trying to mess with my mic settings and everything, I might just want to, like, you know, speak up. That could definitely help something. Alrighty, I think for this one I'm gonna run a. Let's see. This one right here. This is one of my favorite Russian medium. Well, one of my favorite medium tanks. It's nothing really. It's
And you're actually staying to the very end.
it's a
So,
decent
yeah.
mic.
Hope you guys enjoyed. Till next episode. Love you guys.
What the hell was that? One sec. Boop. Okie dokie. Sorry, I had something else open and it just started speaking to me. I don't know if that actually came through. Be kind of funny if it did. But anyway, so back to what I was saying. This is a T-34-85. It's a Russian medium tank. It's got pretty good gun. Typical shell damage, as you can see, is about 108 to 180 penetration and typically about 135 to 225 damage. So it's going to shoot somewhere around about 200 per shot or like 180. It's going to be able to punch through pretty much anything that's got less than 100 millimeters of armor, which is pretty much anything at tier 6 that's not a heavy tank. And it's got a decent amount of speed on it, and it's all around. It's generally just a good tank to drive. The Russian mediums are typically like easy mode versions of tanks, and I happen to enjoy them. This right here is actually a pretty good match. It's all tier 5, 6, and 4, 5, and 6. Right now I'm a tier 6 tank, and it's so this should actually be a pretty good match for me, as long as I don't do anything stupid, which I can't promise. I do a lot of dumb shit. But yeah, this as long as I don't end up driving, headfirst in the enemy and just getting myself killed, it should work out fine. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to head down this peninsula right over here, and typically people are going to end up meeting right about in the middle section here, and they're going to end up fighting it out there. A lot of people want to try and get on that hill and just kind of harass anything that's around. I'm just going to move over here, and anybody who tries to come on this peninsula, I'm basically just going to tell them no. And if I can typically get like some side shots on anyone that's over there, be able to take advantage of their weaker side armors. So that's what I'm going to try to do. As you can see, our team's running into a lot of enemy tanks there. Ooh, I can actually see this guy. So let me just tell him to not be there. With, the only way I know, just bullets. It's the only language I speak. Alrighty, basically I don't want to like push myself way out here, because if I roll out, I've got pretty much no protection, and they'll be able to spot me and tear me to shreds. So basically what I'm just going to do is sit back here and just, anyone who's dumb enough to get in my line of fire, they're going to, take a couple rounds and learn not to be exactly where they are. I've got, whoop, someone shot me. As you can see, I didn't see where the shot came from, so he was pretty far back. Judging by that, he's probably one of the tank destroyers. I'm just going to signal for my teammate just right there. Hopefully he'll get the idea and to realize that someone's there. Ooh, hello there. Come on, scooch back just a little bit. Just a little bit. I don't think he's gonna. Alright, I'm gonna roll over here and see if I can actually see what the hell shot me. But I don't want to stick out too long. Yeah, there we go. There's a Hellcat. Hellcats are pretty mean little tank destroyers. They've got a full turret on them, so he can. They do a good amount of damage with each shot. I can probably only take one more of his shots, and then I'll be pretty much a one-shot for anything that walks out. But basically, I just kind of lit him up for this Chinu, so he can roll up and maybe put some paint on him. Try and spot him again, then back away. Didn't see him, so I'm just gonna. Since I extended like that, he's probably spotted me, and I'm just gonna sit here and wait about 5 seconds till I pop off the radar. Then I'll go back out, see if I can spot him again. Yep, there he is. Just kind of signal for my teammates to. If anyone can shoot him, I would very much appreciate that, Yeah, his gun's pointed directly at me, and I don't want to mess with that, because it's a lot meaner than mine. As you can see, I'm just more or less dancing around this rock, just trying to basically not let myself get killed, because I'm pretty low on the hit point scale at the moment. I'm trying to line him up so our artillery back there might be able to, put a couple shells in him. Nope. Want no part of you. You go away. See if any of these guys have gone dumb. So far, it doesn't look like it. And my friend Medium there is, he's pretty much lost to me. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to back away slowly. Pretend like none of this ever happened. I'm going to go play with my friends over here in the middle. See if I can say hi that way. It's like that Hellcat's probably going to think I'm still sitting there poking with him for at least I don't know, I probably got 30 seconds of him, you know, knowing that I'm there when I'm really not. So I'm just going to use that time to just roll around and help anybody I can over here. Alrighty, I got a, looks like a German tank over here. So I can roll up and see him. He's hiding behind a building. Whoop! That Hellcat came to say hello. I want to return the favor on him once before I die. Yeah, our team kind of fell apart there and we weren't able to hold it. So, I mean, not really too much we can do. Let's just watch these guys go down. We've got one last little birch gun. The British artillery, they're not the best. Alrighty, as you can see, that battle was a bit of a defeat. Only thing I really managed to do was put one shot into the side of this Skoda here, this Hellcat. I ended up putting one shell into him, bouncing something, but, you know, typically I just walked forward and got hurt a lot more than I put out, so not the best, you know, damage to ratio. Oh, one sec. There we are. Had to futz with my thing to get it back. Anywho, after a crushing defeat like that, I kind of want to do something a little fun. This one is this is my KV-5. It's a premium tank. You know, I paid real people money for it. It's my my digital steel. It's what's special about this tank is you know, you can see the armor on it. It's really not that great. Like, don't get me wrong, 180 is like nothing. It's nothing really shabby, but you know, it's the special thing about it is it's got some spaced armor on it. So typically anything that goes through has to punch through a certain portion, and then whatever penetration their shell has left has to try and punch through the next bit of my armor. So it really helps me not get killed a lot. My main weak point on this tank is actually my little R2-D2 cap here. But as long as I pretty much just keep that out of the way, people pretty much just, I can almost walk over anyone I find as long as they're, you know, same level or lower than me. Ah, delicious scotch. Love it. Alrighty. This match is, you know, tier 9s are nothing really I have to worry too much about. The main enemy one I'm worried about is that, this Jag Tiger. Basically, that's a enemy tank destroyer. They have the gun on him is basically pointed straight forward and they can't turn. But we have this guy right here, this T95. It's, you know what? I'm actually going to do something weird. This tank that I drive is ridiculously heavy. So, I mean, to push it, it's got, you know, a decently powered engine. This T95 is a slow, very, very slow American tank, but it's just, I like to call it the American Lambo. I love it to death. Like, I want one bad, but I'm just not willing to play through the American TD line. I'm just going to get up behind this guy and just kind of push him forward and see if I can make his day go a little better. Because I think the top speed on this thing is like 9. And currently he's pushing 13, so he is cruising at speeds right now. Yeah, as you can see, this thing is just, it's a ridiculous tank, and I absolutely love it to death. And this guy's apparently good at it. You can see that mark on the front of his gun there, that little white star. That's a mark of excellence. From that, he's better than 65% of the people who drive that tank. So I'm just going to help him move into position by, you know, just basically, my gun's a lot higher than his. I'm going to try not to push him into a rock there. But, yeah, basically I'm just going to keep shoving him along. I should probably not do that. He's probably where he's at. I think he's found his happy spot. So now that he's in position, I'm just going to roll on around him and See if I can find some enemy tanks to shoot. Yeah, most of our heavy tanks went up and around the side there, and they're probably going to run into some resistance here in a sec. And I have gone way too far out of my range. I should be pretty much not where I'm at, sort of thing, but fortunately my ridiculously super armor is just, it says no to anyone who wants to shoot me. So I'm just going to move over here and just kind of sit behind this building and see if I can say hi to that guy who shot at me. Yeah, I don't know if he's going to roll back on out there, but I'll just be sitting here waiting. And basically what I'm doing right now is just kind of keeping my tank at an angle from... Wish I could get it. There we go. You can see I've kind of got myself at an angle from this building here, and this is more or less the higher angle that I have on my armor, the less likely they are to punch through me. So typically with this tank, I can either charge straight forward, or I can let him shoot at my very, very thick sides by rolling at him. This is called side scraping. I'm side scraping this building here. Basically what I'm doing is I'm pointing out my angled armor at the side of this one, but left myself open on the other side for a shot to get through me. So it's probably not the best spot to be trying to do it. There we go. Let's see if I can roll over here and see anyone. Yep. There's a charioteer. He's all rolled back. Stop that! I'll have you know I am a Soviet tank and I do not appreciate it! Animals. Acting like they want me to die or something. How dare they? They're so rude. Yeah, I thought this was a civil game. Fuck you! Whoop, nope. Just gonna fix my tracks and roll on back. I've got someone trying to roll in on my side. Try and tell him to not do that real quick. Alright, his tank is much faster than my turret and rotate, so... As you can see, if I end up just rolling out and getting swarmed by enemy tanks, my armor's good, but it only does so much. And as you can see from the score up here on the top, right about here, currently our team is losing pretty heavily. Yeah, this is where most of the heavy tanks usually go, and they're actually putting up a decent fight. That IS-3 that's over the hill there, he has actually overextended himself a bit and pretty much opened himself up to all these guns that are there. But looking around at what's going on behind, let's see, we've got this T-95, who's not really doing too much. You can see when he reshoots this guy, he's, I believe he's currently reloading, but if he can put a shell in something, like the damage on this thing is amazing. We'll come back to that. Oh, look at this little guy. Cute little German light tank. I like these. They look like a little potato. Let's see, there's my corpse. Let's not look at that. That just reminded me of the shame that I was in. Well, we'll just go find another friend to look at. We got everyone is dying. Everything went so wrong so fast. Yeah, as you can tell, I'm really not good at this game, but, I certainly have a lot of fun when I play it. Alrighty, looking back on the actual things that I did, I actually ended up spotting 5 tanks, which is typically not what I want to do in a heavy tank, but I only managed to shoot one guy, so, my damage is absolute trash. I should be done somewhere. I have this arranged by damage. Yeah, I'm roundabout in the middle. I got 1 shot off. But one of the things I do want to look at, I managed to block 1,100 damage with my armor, and I think my overall hit points on this tank is, it's 1,700. So basically, I took twice as much damage as I should have, based on just the thickness of my skin. Alrighty, let's see, what am I going to run now? Actually, I'm going to check my stream, make sure it's still working. Alright, seems to be going alright. Cool. And let's see. Let's try something a little different. What have I got? Let's go with this. This is the Hetzer. It's a small German tank destroyer. Basically, this gun, this tank has its main thing that it has is a ridiculous gun. Like, the amount of damage it puts out for a tier 4 tank is 350 damage. Most tier 4 tanks, as you can see by the hit points on this one, are less than 300. Like, looking at excuse me, looking at another one over here. It's 340, so pretty much this thing just walks up, shoots you, and you die. It's a mean little tank, and I absolutely love it to death. But actually, you know what? I'm gonna throw something on it right quick. I've got set of binoculars on here. Just gonna take those off. Just gonna borrow that for a minute. Yeah, there we are. That is no, that is the wrong button. There we go. Yes. Now I can actually just kind of roll up and I can see for a lot longer. But unfortunately, the downside of this gun is it's got a really good damage. Like, if you can walk up to something and shoot it, it's pretty much going to die. The trouble is getting through that armor, because the shells that this thing fires are typically I shoot the high explosive rounds, because like there's armor penetrating shells, there's high explosive anti-tank rounds, and there's high explosive. Usually I run high explosive on this one, simply because it does the most damage for, most bang for my buck. I would run just armor piercing on pretty much most tanks that I drive, just because like whenever you use high explosive rounds, the actual amount of penetration you get is relatively, like you can see on this. There we go. Yeah, penetration on it is 53 millimeters of armor. On this one, its penetration is 104, but these are expensive shells. Typically on the, but compared to like normally.
Ihre Unterstützung wurde angefordert.
Sure, why not?
Zug beigetreten.
Yeah. I'm this guy's friend now. Where is he? We're gonna hang out. We're gonna be friends. We're gonna do stuff. I'm just gonna follow these guys and pretty much just kind of sit in the back and let them be my pain sponges, and I will just sort of apply damage as I see fit. Let's go and swap my ammo type to these shells right here, my high explosive ones, so I'm not wasting a lot of money. Downside of this tank is it actually has a very low ammo capacity compared to most. Like, as you can see, the most I can run is like 20 shells. So I've got 20 shots, but at a thing where it's pretty much a one shot for any tank I see, it's not bad. I just got to be accurate. Like, I can take out their entire enemy team, given proper circumstances. Like, don't misquote me on that. I probably can't take out their entire enemy team, but other people can. And what we're doing is we're basically just going to go around the sides of these buildings here. I'm just going to roll on up behind this one. I might have been spotted, I'm not really sure, so I'm just going to give myself a good 5 seconds before I move again. Let my friends just kind of think about what they're doing. And someone can see my ass. Let's just go ahead and tuck that in. Just gonna not do that. Yeah. Alrighty. As you can see, these guys are putting down a little damage. Whenever you're in a platoon with someone, any damage that they put out is marked in yellow. And I'm gonna do right here. Shit! Alright, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna poke myself out just a little bit too far. I should have done it on the other side. As you can see, the gun is mounted on the left side of this tank. And, basically what I did was I exposed like this entire right portion before my gun was even able to see them. And then they just had like a whole chunk that they could get of me. And, yeah, as you can see by the random platoon I joined in the middle of the game. Where is this guy? There is only one of us left. There we are. And it's this guy. And pretty much as long as he plays smart, he can actually do pretty well on it. If he plays a little bit smarter than I did, because like that was poor decision making that I had. Let's see. Up in front of me, you've got an AT-2, which is a British tank destroyer. You can see the different markings. The one that's above this guy is it's 2 slash lines. That's a medium tank. The upside down triangle, that's a tank destroyer. The 3 slash lines is a heavy, and the small diamond is a light tank. And the square that is right up here, this means it's an artillery. Artillery is not that fun to watch in like this mode right here, mainly because they're typically not doing too much. Speaking of not doing too much, let's watch this T-40 real quick. See if he's getting anywhere fun. Oh, he's looking at that medium over there. I don't think he's going to be able to see him for a hot minute. Let's go find someone more interesting. This right here is a Stug 4. This is a German tank destroyer. It's You can see the big fat armor pieces on the side there. That helps him stay alive a little bit longer. But well, that was a good time to switch. Yeah, you got to watch where you're driving on most of these places, because you can drive straight into a river, drown your entire crew. You can roll off the side, blow yourself up. You know, you can play smart or you can not. Like what I did was I did not play smart, and I ended up getting myself shot without doing a single thing. Let's see. The M4 that actually joined my platoon, he's right over here. He actually managed to get 2 kills before he died. So you know what? He did a hell of a lot better than I could have. I'm the worst person on this team at the moment, because I basically just rolled out, got shot to death, and did nothing. I stood there, took it, and, you know, I didn't even take it like a big girl. Alright, this battle's going to play out in the background, but while it's going, pretty much, we'll go back to my garage here. And you can see, just gonna leave this. There we go. As you can see, like, this tank is still in battle. I can't use it until that battle's over again. And once it is, you know, then the tank's up for use again. But after it's over, I have to pay for repair costs for the tank and, like, how much ammo I use and everything. So it all manages out to, like, equating out to how much silver you can have up here. And the more silver you have, the more things you can buy for your tanks, and, like, how, you know, whenever you research tanks, like, you gain experience after every battle. And pretty much, like, you have a certain amount of experience for a tank. And once you use that, you can go into whatever tank you have, and you can spend that experience on, you know, little tidbits that are in the tanks, and after so long you use it on buying new tanks. And once you research it, you know, everything has a silver cost. So that's pretty much the ins outs of you know, how this game sort of works. I don't know if you guys really care or just want to watch me play or something, but I'm just kind of chatting. Alrighty, this big behemoth, I like it. It's my Tiger P. The Pershing model, or the Porsche model of the Tiger. It's interesting. The other Tiger that's at this tier is the Tiger 2, I believe, and this one has a much thicker face on it. But as you can see, like, from the side, it's just straight up and down. So if I just kind of point my face at someone, they just have like a flat wall to shoot at, and it'll typically go through. But if I come at someone at an angle, if they shoot my front plate here, basically what'll happen is 9 times out of 10 it's gonna ricochet. So this one you kind of have to manually angle your armor, but once you get used to it, you know, you can go through and you can put out pretty good hurting on anyone you see. I'm a tier 7 tank, and let's see, I'm up against a couple tier 8s, so it's pretty much standard matchmaking. You know, I'm about middle of the road. Alright, let's see. I think I'm going to end up moving over to this side right here. Just see what I can do there, and just walk up. Just kind of sit myself in the back, and because since I'm a German tank, my gun is pretty accurate, and it's an 88mm. It's got a decent amount of penetration on it. So, I mean, I can pretty much punch through almost anything that I see, but sometimes you have to be a little more, you know, precise on where you're shooting. See, looks like I've got a couple tanks following me over here. Got the Tiger 1, 234 TAC 3. That's a Chinese medium tank. This was actually initially a Russian tank that they basically lent over to the Chinese during World War II. And it's pretty much since the Chinese military wasn't producing too many tanks. Like, they have their own specific ones, but they also have in this game, like, a lot of borrowed tanks as well. Typically where they got a lot of their borrowed tanks were from the US and Russia. So the Chinese have a lot of interesting tanks that are pretty much just different versions of the American and Russian tanks, and they also have some of their own specific ones, but for the most part what you're going to see is just rehashing of different ones, just with, like, minor tweaks. Some of them are better, some of them are worse. You know, they edited them, they kind of like futz with them a bit to try and make them do something slightly different. Let's see, I'm just going to move on through this bit. I took a blind shot there. Didn't really plan on that hitting, just kind of didn't want to take the risk. Like, if I had the opportunity to hurt someone, I want to do it. basically I'm positioning myself in between these two rocks right here. No one can really hit me except for their artillery. Actually, they don't have artillery, so yeah, I'm pretty much 100% safe here. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of roll up, see if I can see this KV-4. Doesn't look like it. He's rolled over that hill. But I'm going to move over to this T-34. That's an American premium tank. It's actually a prototype. Say hello! As you can see, I didn't really damage him, but what I did was I blew his tracks off, so he's not able to move anymore until he fixes that. Since he's there... Oh. Nope, I messed up. I shot the side of his turret, and it's angled at a pretty severe angle, so I wasn't actually able to punch through it. So what I'm going to do now is just kind of angle myself a little bit, see if I can maybe get people to take a couple shots at me. There we go. There's one. Come on, friends. Say hello. On that KV-4, what I'm trying to do is actually shoot the... you can see this little thing on top of my turret right there. I want to shoot his. That's his weak point on that tank. I stand corrected. I couldn't punch through it. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is, since that's clearly not working, shoot that T-34 somewhere about the body. Because the turrets on the American tanks are extremely thick. So if you see one, basically what they try to do is, protect their entire body and then just show their turret out, because that's where they're thickestly armored. Which is it's a good strategy. Protect the main bits of your tank where the people are, and then let the gun swivel out and do its thing. See if I can put something on him. No, he's angled pretty extremely. All right, instead of sitting here and just taking a couple shells or whatever, I'm gonna move over here to where this side, so I might actually be able to put a couple rounds in someone. What I'm actually going to do is, if I'm actually heavy enough to do this, I'm just going to push this guy out a little, and he is going to be my cover. Move that out there. There you go. He won't mind. He's already dead. He'll be fine. He'll be fine. All right. Basically, I've got myself kind of at a bit of an angle here. I should probably put my face towards that instead of this. There we go. You can see this T-34 there. He was looking at me. So I'm just going to hide behind this guy's turret and let it take some bullets instead of my tank. Yeah, there you go. Come on, T-34. Shoot at me again. I got a shield. Granted, it's not exactly the most effective, but I'm definitely keeping him distracted. And that keeps him from shooting at my teammates. And especially since we're down to our last couple men here, it's a good thing to do. And since we're kind of getting a little surrounded over here, I'm going to turn around and see if I might be able to save this T-34 TAC 3. Roll out and try and get that IS-2. Shoot that guy. Now roll on. We're probably not going to be able to win this one, but I'm going to try and put a little damage out before I can. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to. Yes. The fun times of streaming. Everyone gets to see how bad I am at things. Also, I never want to tell anyone that I'm actually streaming, like, in the game, because typically if you do that, like, their first thought is, well, I'm going to ruin that guy's day, and, just kind of show them what for. Because, I mean, I do the same thing. If anyone mentions it to me, it's like, I want to shoot you. You seem like the type of person who needs to die. This right here is actually the biggest tank that I have at the moment. It's a tier 9 artillery. You can see on like different player models, like this one's kind of a bit grainy by comparison to like something like let's see, this T-34 here. You can see like it's a bit more rounded and shiny on this one. Because typically, artillery, what they're doing is not looking at their own tank. So you get a little bit of less graphics quality on the actual tank. But I happen to enjoy it. The main thing I like about this one is, with most artillery, like you can see with this one that's next to it, what this one has is it's got its gun. It's basically like it's in a fixed position. Like it can wiggle a little bit to the right, a little bit to the left, but it stays straight forward. The main thing with this one, it's got a full rotating turret. Typically, that doesn't really sound like too much of a thing, but The good thing is I can basically just kind of park my ass inside of something, you know, towards the enemy, and if they end up like bearing down on me, I'm already turned around and I can just jet as fast as I can, which is typically what you do whenever you get into a situation with artillery. You know, like the enemy's bearing down on you. You have to either, you know, angle yourself to get that one good shot off before you die, or you can, you know, just kind of like try and turn around, hightail it, and run out of there. But, you know, it's typically what I like to do is I'm a stand and fight kind of guy, and this just makes it a little bit easier. Like, oh, this is not exactly a good map for artillery. It's, basically, there's a giant open field on the right-hand side, and it's actually a pretty small map. So if there's any of their fast tanks like that, let's see. Oh, jeez. Pretty much this T-20 that the enemy have here, that can pretty much just run up this entire side and just, if it gets up to me, I'm kind of dead. So what I need to do, and I can't really shoot too much on this left-hand side because that's a lot of buildings and everything over there, and it's hard to be able to shoot anything into it. Because the French artillery anyway, like it's got an okay arc of fire. Like the you shoot a little bit high up in the air and then it, you know, just kind of comes down and hits. But since like there's the British artillery, their main thing is like they have a really high arc of fire, so they can shoot into that city like with a lot less problems than something such as this one. So basically, what I'm going to do on this map is since I can get overran pretty quickly and easily, I am going to rotate my actual tank somewhere about right here, park up in this bush, try and add a little bit more concealment to myself. There we go. They'll never suspect a thing. They'll never know. But now I'm just going to kind of watch down this way and let these guys, you know, spot enemies, and as they pop up, such as these guys have, I'll just aim in and sit back. And typically whenever I play artillery, I like to call whatever target I'm shooting at. Like this Patton here. He's kind of at a rough spot for me to actually be able to hit. Since he rolled back, though, I'll call him, shoot, and I missed. Yeah, this the whole game on this one is, or the whole like way attacks are calculated on this is, it's a random number generator. If you hit like high on it, you know, your shot's gonna hit. If you hit low, it's gonna miss. And like it causes some weird and funny things to actually happen sometimes. Like every once, like right now I'm aiming in on this cat right here. Fully aimed in, just gonna take a shell. Basically what happened with that shell is it came in somewhere, landed right about here, right next to his tracks, and did pretty much nothing to him. So it was just, they said in French, you know, oh no, that was close. So my crew just gave me the finger. Let's see, I'm gonna look on this T-20. So, not really able to hit him at the moment. Let's see if there's anybody else over here. Ooh, yeah, there's a tank destroyer. Pretty much he's gonna sit still. So like this is a bit of an easier attack. Alright, I'm just going to trail where he went, shoot my shell, and a miss. Pretty much you can tell whether you hit or not on an enemy that's there. If your shell doesn't explode into the dirt, you know, that typically means you hit something in between. Alright, see if there's anything I can spot over here. Whoop, there's my friend. Just going to aim in on him. I got about 2 seconds on reload. Track still damaged, and my shot came short. Aim back a little bit, see if I might be able to do any better. He's probably still there. Basically, I'm holding the right mouse button, and I can like move around and like let my turret basically still be aimed where it is, and I can take a quick look on the other side of this battle. Actually, this guy kind of needs my help, so I'm gonna aim in on this, see if I might be able to save him, which I can't. Shell fly. Ah, bad miss. Alright, just gonna aim in on him, just kinda let that I still got 15 seconds, so I got plenty of time to sit and ponder on my thoughts of like, maybe I could have done something a little better. Maybe if I didn't suck. Alright, this 34 attack 100 though. He's about to get his. There we go. When it works, it works. When it doesn't, I get pissed. Alright, see if I can actually get a shot off on this Patton over here. He seems to be saying hello to our friends in a way that I don't like. Might be able to. There's a lot of obstructing buildings. Be a bit of a rough shot. This is one of the things I really like about the artillery mod. It's like I can actually see like what's obstructing my shot instead of you know, just trying to guesstimate at it. That fly, and got him. Ooh, this guy, he's coming in to say hello. I'm just gonna go ahead and let my gun reload. Basically, if I don't move, my camouflage stays good. If I move, you know, it's a lot easier to spot me. So what I'm doing right now is just kind of letting this guy, let my teammates work on him a bit. Like if I have the chance, you know, I'll take him out. Like this. There we go. Oh, damn, I've been spotted. Time to run. That's a building. That's a building. Alright, looks like I'm about the only one left here. The only one we've got left on our team is, let's see, where is he? If the enemy spotted, it shows basically who killed you. And, yeah, there's no one left. Oh, well. I managed to put off a couple good rounds, but, you know, typically not that well compared to my overall aiming. After the match is over, you get like nifty little medals and stuff. Bruiser is one that I typically get a lot in artillery. It's basically you damage like a lot of their crew or like anything. You can read it yourself there, but yeah, pretty much I've gotten a lot of them just because you know, artillery shoots high explosive shells, and that tends to damage things a lot more than actually like hitting things. This guy blew his tracks off. Did nothing. Judging by the team score, I was third in damage on our team, but, you know, compared to third in damage on the enemy's team, he did an extra, you know, looks like about 500 or, you know, 600 on me, so, yeah, whatever. Overall, detailed shots fired was 8, hits 3, so accuracy is not the best on a lot of these. Total damage, you know, it's decent amounts, like 1,700. What I'm really surprised is the damage blocked by armor is 240, because artillery, typically their armor is, this is a tier 9 tank. Like, I fight up against tanks that punch out, like, roughly have, let's see, anywhere from like 200 to 250 penetration. Like, that's pretty much what I'm going up against. And anytime I get a bounce in any of my artilleries, I happen to enjoy it. Like, it just makes me laugh. Like, you can see, this is another artillery I have. It's got 60 hull armor. This one, it's got 40, compared to another tier 6 tank. Let's see. Let's just compare it to this medium here. 45. Actually, you know what? It's not as bad as I thought, but the overall angling of it is just... It's not well for bouncing things off of you. Let's see. I'm going to drive something a little bit fun I haven't drove in a while. I'm gonna drive my super Japanese. This is my super anime tank. It's Japanese heavy tanks. They recently got implemented, so they're kind of new into the game. But the OI is you know, it's decent armor. You know, 75 in the front, 70 on the side, 70 on the ass, and it's basically it's a lot of people are complaining that it's overpowered for what it is. Which, granted, the gun on it is absolutely amazing. It does like I think somewhere around like. Yeah, anywhere from like 225 to 375. So you're shooting at like about 300 damage like per shot, and it's got a decent amount of penetration for what it's got. But typically, a lot of people who play, if you can get top tier in this tank, like if you're a tier 5 against like tier 4s and 3s, usually you can pretty much just go in and walk over anyone. Whenever you're up against a tier 6, you know, they can punch through you like it's nothing. But such as this one, I'm about mid-grade on it, so I'm probably just going to be kind of moving in slower than I would be. Let's see. Judging by this map, I think I'm actually going to move down this side. Just kind of click on the map there, show everyone where I'm going. If they want to follow me, they can. If they don't, you know, it's whatever. Currently, you can see from the top bit here, we have 3 heavies. The enemy has 1. Their heavy is, let's see. I believe it's this VK30-1H. Sorry, let you go on through. Yeah, this is my super Japanese anime tank. I love it. kind of roll on into this bit over here. I probably won't be seeing anyone for a hot minute. Yeah, you better stop there. I'm bigger than you. This tank is actually ridiculously big by comparison. It's retardedly wide. Like you can see from the sides of it, like this thing is just, it's fat. It's very fat. But, you know, it takes up a lot of space, and it actually, the actual tank, like, it spaced out a lot of its weight dispersion, so it was able to drive around on, like, different roads and things like that. At least in, you know, the actual, you know, tank. Doesn't really do much for, you know, tanks in, like, a game like this. Whoop, there's someone. Yeah, he's rolling out there. He's thinking about it. If I can get a shot on him, I'll take it, and then I'll roll back. Because I have about a 9-second reload. There we go. Now I'm just gonna... Yeah. See, if I angle myself a bit, it makes it a bit hard to get through. You can see this FV304 that damaged our right track. That's a artillery, and it's actually a really fast-firing one. That was him again. Normally, you know, you saw how long it takes, like, me to reload my tanks, my ammo on that other one. Whoop, nope, just gonna back on out of that. I got a little overzealous shot before I was actually aimed in. It was my fault for missing. Just kind of don't want to sit still with that FV304 because this thing is, like I said, it's wide. So like it takes up a good amount of area. So if they get a little close, then you know, they can actually put a pretty good hurting on me. This guy might be able to. Stop it! Stop that! All right, I'm just gonna have to move in after this. I'm probably gonna take another shot from him. Yep, there it goes. It's okay, though. I got this. I don't got this. I don't got this, guys. Yep, I think I'm going to go down pretty quickly. Just got to try and drive and make... Basically shooting me as awkward as possible. Try and use the terrain to my advantage. Make my angle just kind of swoosh around a little bit. Ah! I tried, but I wasn't able to pull it off. As you can tell by our team, we're not exactly doing the best. You can really see like where everyone is on this map. The enemy looks like they're probably going to be pushing up the middle here, walking up to this Su-58B pretty soon. This Hellcat over here, he's probably going to be in a bad way. So let's see what that guy was doing. Never mind, he's dead. See if I can swap to someone who's actually alive and doing things. Alright, got this T-34-85. He's probably a lot better driving it than me. As you can see, after a little bit, like, these guys actually managed to fight off the enemies. Bounced the shell off that Achilles. He's aiming in on him. Hopefully we'll be able to take him down. He's got to keep on the move, though. Wasn't able to pull it off. Alright, we've got this Hellcat here. He's they've actually started whittling down the enemies a pretty good amount. He's aiming in on this 82. He managed to hit it. I was actually surprised. The 82 has a really thick, okay, not really thick, a decently thick frontal armor for a tier 5. So if it comes at you like head first, you gotta basically shoot it straight in the commander's cupola to be able to actually do any damage to it. Yeah, I like explosions. As you can see, I swap it just the right time to watch everyone die. Don't even plan on it. It just kind of happens. This Hellcat here, he's fighting off this 3485. You should be focusing on him instead of that 30-1H. Ooh, he's got a lot more coming in on him. 3-on-1 is not a match you want to have, especially not in a Hellcat. It's you can see its turret rotation is a little bit slow by comparison. So basically, you got to pick a target and you got to go whittle it down, which the Hellcats are pretty good at. But if they end up getting overran by more than one enemy, you can pretty much just circle them to death. And judging by what's going on, I think that's what they're actually going to try doing. Let's see, this he's our only guy that's left. Alright, he's coming down. He's going to try and take out that Achilles. He should be able to hit him with one shot and take him down. Let's see if he can do it. It's a miss. Ends up slamming into another tank. He's got a decent reload on him, though, so he should probably be able to put a shot into him right there. And there he goes. Got took out by the British artillery. Yeah, there's a whole lot of penetration in this game. Like I like to tell people whenever I go in, you know, it's like if I end up like on the bottom tier, I like to tell people I came in pre-lubed just in case, especially because I have very slow, very low amounts of armor on certain tanks. Specifically this one. This is the most ridiculous tank ever made. This is at least in one of my opinions, like one that was actually, you know, fully made and everything. It's this is a British heavy tank. Like, don't get me wrong, looking at it, this thing is ominous. And they've accounted for it like in World of Tanks, like pretty much in the same way that they did in real life. Like, this thing has a lot of space in it. So if a shell goes into it, it's not going to cause that much damage. But, so they account for that by giving it 1,400 hit points. And at a Tier 6 tank, I'll see if I can find, where's another, a Tier 6 heavy. This is another one. This one has 960, so roughly about 1,000. And this one, you know, it's got an extra 400 hit points, which doesn't seem like that much, but when you account for, like, most of the Tier 6 guns on this game, they do about 120 damage. That's an extra 4 shots you can tank before you go down. And I absolutely adore this tank. It's ridiculous because it's so big and so long, and it's very slow. It's ridiculously slow. Typically, my strategy in it is just, you know, grab a cinder block, throw it on the gas pedal, and then I just sit back and wait. Let's see. This one's actually it's an alright map. Highway is mostly open fields. There's a small city portion, which is probably where I'm going to head to, because if I end up in a field, like, I will just get destroyed. I'm very slow. I can't cross battlefields, you know. Yeah, as you can see, the bottom left-hand side here, it kind of shows you what you have in your tank. You've got your different crew members here. I've got 2 loaders, a radioman, driver, a gunner, and a commander. And oh my God, who's this guy? E25? I'm just gonna blacklist you so I don't see that anymore.
Move out.
There we go. Won't see any more things from him. Whoop, sorry. I'm sorry. Sorry, Crummy. Just gonna go and apologize for that. Righto. Yeah, now I've got plenty of time to just sit back and talk. You can see as I was saying, the bottom left-hand side here, you've got your top speed of your tank. This one is a 14 kilometers per hour. That's as fast as I am ever gonna go. And it's got a lot of weight to it, so, like, even if people try and push me, like, I am just not gonna go any faster. I get to watch everyone go, and I get to play the British Royal Navy. Guns to port! Fire! Guns to starboard! Fire! I've actually ended up getting you can see on the sides of my tank there, like that little 4-leaf clover in my Canada flag. That was from some random mission. Oh, our KV-1S fell off the bridge. Poor little guy. He's got to feel silly. Just gonna look at him and judge him a little. Just a little bit. Not that much, though. Anyway, yeah, the little emblems that I got there, I managed to get these from... They have special missions that go on, and some of them, if you complete them, they give you a special emblem. I think a few days ago was the Mexican flag emblem, so I've got like 17 of those just sitting in my garage, and every once in a while I'll just slap them on tanks that I find fun. The TOG I find a lot of fun, because typically whenever you go out the TOG, you'll usually run into another match with a TOG in it, and then I like to invite them to a platoon, and then we, go out, and then we'll run into another match with a TOG. And then you just have 3 of these giant land whales, and you just roll over everyone just because you have so much health. That's the main thing about this tank. It's not really meant to go forth and like kill everything on the enemy teams. It's made to basically slow their advance by giving them something really heavy to try and deal with. We got the OI over here. This is a Japanese heavy tank. It's got a really good gun. It takes roughly about 300 damage per shot, and that's nothing really to scoff at. Like that is a lot of damage for a tank at tier 6. I need to make another drink. The KV-2 there is also another one. It's the Russian version of well, the OI is basically the Japanese version of a KV-2, and the KV-2 is just this ridiculously powerful tank. It's got this giant, like you can see the dome on that thing, like it is huge, and it stopped him in his tracks there, so I might be able to hurt him a little. He's gonna stop. Yeah, this is the TOG strategy. You just apply the gas, never let off. I don't care how many shells I'm taking. I got this. I got this. I'm bigger than everyone. Look how long I am. I'm definitely not overcompensating for anything. Whoop! I hit my ammo storage. Gotta fix that, otherwise my reload time is trash. Well, I'm a little boned. Unfortunately, I don't know where to shoot the OIs. Apparently right there. I gotta shoot him in the cleavage of his turrets. The OIs, they have a little bit thicker armor than the OI Experimental, which is the one that I was driving earlier. You can just see him just pushing me around like an asshole. Come on, man. Don't be abusing the whale. Stop it. Let's see. It looks like our team has moved pretty solidly. Like, we've lost the city here, but we've moved pretty solidly up and throughout the field, and we've managed to move up into their base. And basically, what we can either do is the match ends whenever either we destroy all the enemy vehicles, or if we capture out their base. And this white circle that's right over here, that's the enemy base. And a lot of times, people tend to get a lot more bloodthirsty than they should. So, like, you can have a game that's pretty much like this. We could all jump on cap, force them to come back to us, and then, basically make them either, come back to us, and then we have so many guns pointed at whoever shows up first that we can just destroy them one by one. Or, what you're seeing, what we're doing right now is pretty much we've got one guy on cap to make him, have to come back eventually, and the rest of our team is just kind of showing up, and actually they're doing pretty well. Just coming around and like setting up their defensive line. You can see it's E25 here. I affectionately call it Evil Cockroach, because it's you can see how fast it's firing. That is just, it just keeps putting damage at anything you see, and it's got a really low center of basically it's a really low profile tank, so it's kind of hard to hit around a hill, and also it's it's pretty quick for what it is. Like, you can see the top speed on this thing is 65 kilometers per hour. He's pretty much just kind of like trying to get an angle on anyone he can see. I like to watch E25 players because it takes a lot of skill to be able to run this thing efficiently. Like, you can just run straight in and you would be able to. Oh, apparently we captured. Hooray! But like, you could run straight in on someone with an E25, and like, you can put out a good amount of damage, but basically what you want to do is like go out, put out a lot of damage, and not take as much. And as you can see by me, I took a lot more than I received. Like, total damage I put out was 448. I have 1,400 hit points, so that was not exactly a net gain. I'd call that net pain rather than net gain. Shit. Alrighty. Actually, you know what? Apparently, yeah, apparently I can stream on my computer. That's one thing I wanted to find out. Yeah, I'm glad you guys joined me. Just more or less just wanted to try it out there. And yeah, I suppose I'm going to hop off here and I'll probably jump in the Discord chat or something. But yeah, thanks everybody for joining me. Have a good one.